Okay, let's prune a coffee plant. But first, let's talk a little bit about the coffee plant. This is one of my better ones. It's grown a lot of beans really early. Coffee plants, they should look like, if they're pruned properly, one main vertical stem, like this one has, and then a bunch of lateral branches coming off that are nice and evenly spaced, which should give it somewhat of a Christmas tree shape. But over time, they grow these things called suckers, which I have one on this plant. Get way in there. We can see that right down there is a branch that's growing out, not laterally, but it's growing up vertically. They call that a sucker, and it's going to make a whole nother vertical stem, which is not always good, and we want to trim off our suckers unless we are intentionally trying to grow them, which I am on some others. But now I'm going to trim this one. Where is it? Way down here? Oh, there it is. Okay, we have trimmed a sucker with some diseased leaves, and that should allow the main vertical stem to be more productive. But let's see here. So I want to keep the suckers off. Those are all my babies down there. So I want to keep all the suckers off the babies, but at some point they start getting overgrown. And let me pause a second and get to some new ones. Okay, so up here is where I got the most mature growth on the property, and mature to the point it's just seriously overgrown. So coming in the back, see tall ones. That's a good 15-foot tall. I mean, they're starting to get tree trunks on them, and when they get this big, the productivity starts going way down. And so these should have been stumped a while ago, and actually you can see down at these stumps where previously there were other verticals coming off. They stumped them and let new ones grow, which is the trick. But now I've got to go through. They haven't been pruned in years, so I'm going through this section. You can see I've now re-stumped, but I've left some of them growing. And what I'm trying to do is leave, this is a good example, leave some of the existing growth going so I can get some sort of harvest this year, but then really start focusing on some new suckers with some new growth that's going to be more productive. And as those come up, I'll chop down the bigger ones. At least that's my plan. So I've still got a lot of stumping to do. Yeah, let's take a tour. Come back from the tools. We'll start at the top and move to the bottom. I've done a lot of cleanup. There's just some of the ones I've stumped last day. I don't know if you remember the video when I just kind of first moved in. I mean, it was impossible to get anywhere in the property. Here's, again, more. I've stumped them right by my path, but got to start getting more stumped back there. Built myself a couple nice $5 bridges over my ditch. So that's the mature growth overgrown. And now we're getting into my mature growth, I don't know what you call this, mature and productive, and doesn't need to be stumped yet. It's all up here. I've done a more accurate count recently, and I've got closer to 400 coffee plants on the property. A lot more than I thought at first. Still got some flowering. Big explosion of flowering after the dry season, but then there's a lot of flowering that continues on, so the harvest is going to be one big harvest kind of at the beginning when they start turning red, and then it'll trickle off, and you just keep harvesting for months and months after that. This is tons of clearing done. Actually got a kid from up the street, one of the indigenous people from around here, is helping me with the cleanup now, but all the leaves are gone, and I need some mulch, but they don't know what mulch is down here. They don't use it. And so yeah, that's top of property. Coffee plants looking down. You can see the house way over there. I'll take you all the way down to the compost. I have learned that banana trees and coffee trees grow wonderfully together. They don't have any pests in common, or so the internet tells me, and they each deliver the other some important nutrients. So that's, I guess, why we have so many banana trees in here. And at this point, this is kind of my path where I mark off where it's the mature growth up there, and then going down to my babies down here. Very nicely spaced. That's another thing you got to pay attention to up here. Is they start growing others real close by, and the spacing gets all screwed up and they get a little too tight. But those are spaced flawlessly. I'll go down there in a minute. Baby plants. And I mean, this is compost now. It's just a massive pile. That little bunch of bananas there, there's about, I'd say 8 to 10 of at least that size or larger bunches of bananas all in here somewhere, rotting away. And then I'm putting all my branches back there until I can get a wood chipper so I can start making my own mulch. And that just kind of swings you around the bottom of the property. And maybe I'll just go through my fruit trees too. Let's do that. Aside from banana. I think I'm actually going to start selling the bananas. There's little fruit vegetable vendors in town that sell them that will probably not pay much, but I can still sell them. I got just so many bananas. That's an avocado tree. That's the guava tree, which is starting to produce. We'll see. Where's some? Well, they are growing. They have flowered, or still flowering, and growing new ones. That's the mandarin orange tree, which, holy cow, it produces a lot. 1, 2, 3 orange trees. Actually, is this an orange tree? This is not an orange tree. This is something else. I can't remember. This is an orange tree. They never actually turn orange. They only turn yellow, like that one that is ripe. This is an orange tree, and then we get another little one down there. And these two down here are seedless. Pineapple. This is essentially just a blackberry plant. Lots of new berries, not black yet, growing on it. Moving up a little further, the things that look like bananas right up there are actually not bananas, those are plantains. This is my, why am I forgetting the name of it? I'll remember the name of it in a second. Papaya is up there. I've learned I hate papaya, it's kind of disgusting. And, oh, mango, that's a mango, and that's a mango. But I guess neither one are old enough to actually produce. They are not growing, and that's another massive avocado tree, but I haven't seen the avocados produce either. And that's pretty much it. There's my new truck up there. It's nice. I think that's about it.